And I'm gonna piggyback really quickly, moving on to the longest running segment on Washington Football Weekly. Like it, love it, or
hated it.
Hated it, yes, sir. This is the time we talk about things that we like, love, or hate. And you know what? I know we just discussed it, but I'm just gonna let y'all real quick rock on it real quick. I'm talking to you. Like it, love it, or hate any of these names. I think we all know the answer, but is there any potential? No, your face says it all.
So, Sean, I curse, bro. I curse bad. Like every other word I curse, man. And I refrain from doing it on this show. Okay? Like I just want to let you know.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I refrain from doing it. So I'm gonna just say I do not like this very, very much. Yeah. And I'll pass it on.
Yeah. Anton, what you got, man?
Golly. And you know what? I'm going to do an extra and I'm going to agree with this guy right here. And I'm going to say I hate it just as much, yo.
Yeah. Yep. Will, where you at?
Yeah. Awful. Just awful.
Yeah. Yes. This is terrible. But hey, we've already discussed it. We don't need to spend more time on it. It's terrible. Please get these names out of my face. All right. Moving on to like it, love it, hate it. Will, I'm going to come to you first. Ron Rivera invites his former All-Pro and ex-linebacker Luke Kuechly to come and talk to the Washington linebackers. Woo! Excited about this. How you feel about this, Will?
This may be the first Carolina Panther to Washington connection that I'd be excited about. I mean, Luke Kuechly was a great player. He was a quarterback of the defense, and you're darn right. I want someone like that talking to some of our players and teaching them what he knows, what he saw while he was playing there. If he wants to get into coaching, please let it start with his boy, Ron. Let it be here. I absolutely love this.
Yes. Yes. Anton, what's up?
I'm officially with this. Like, not only did this guy have the perfect, head for being in the game, like he can teach so much from just his angle that people don't see. And he was magical out on the field, man. I mean, he was a really magical player. And I'm glad that, Ron Rivera is actually picking the right people to come up and help out. And I think having him, Luke, out there is a very big benefit to helping some of the new guys out there, some of the guys that don't have pointers. They can call on him and ask him while he's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ab, with the fresh hat on, man. What you think, man? What you think?
So let me I don't know too much about this. So it only happened once.
No, so he basically invited. He hasn't come yet, but he's gonna come and he's gonna talk with them. So I don't know if it's only happening once or if it's gonna potentially happen more.
So it hasn't happened yet.
No, yeah, yet.
Okay, so I don't like it. So, don't tell me about maybes. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me about maybes about stuff. Get my hopes up and everything like that just to be like, nah. That's like saying, that's like me expecting something and then you saying, it's okay. I told you it might come. I didn't say it was going to come. I said it might come.
Right.
And then I'd be looking at you all side-eyed and funky and everything like that, and I don't want you no more. So it really, to me, unless it does happen, then I do not care. I really don't. I do not like it. And then on the other hand, it's just talking, guys. It's not coaching. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Talking is like, hey guys, stand like this instead of standing like this. It's especially if it's only one time, that's not enough. If it's coaching, then that's another thing. Then we can talk about like it, love it, or hate it. But for right now, I don't like it. Don't talk about it until it happens.
Hey, I can respect that 100%. And see, that's kind of where I was going to piggyback. Where hopefully, if he can come and do it again. If if this were to happen. Yeah. We can't live off ifs. We can't live off of what ifs. I personally like it. The fact that Ron's thinking about bringing not only people that he knows, but people that he trusts, and to potentially talk to a group that is a group that we need to talk to. Will, you mentioned it a couple weeks back. You know, we got to trust Ron's judgment in certain areas because he has brought a Thomas Davis and he has gotten a Luke Kuechly and he has coached with these guys. So, you know, if he brings him in, that'd be great. And honestly, we know Luke Kuechly just recently retired. Man, maybe he can come in here and help us out. Maybe potential coach on the sidelines. I mean, we don't know if it's going to happen again. This is all just conjecture. We don't know if it's going to happen, but I like it if it does. But you 100% correct. If this is just chit chat, then it's just like practice. What are we talking about here?
Right.
Practice. You know what I mean? Right. So great point. Great point. Will, you want to say something?
I'll just say I agree with what I'm saying. I can only think that maybe this will be his chance to get those juices flowing, and like is coaching something that he wants to get into, and then, you know, maybe training camp he can be an intern for the season, and then we'll see what comes from it. But yeah,
absolutely. So so hopefully it happens. We shall see. We shall definitely see. You know, and we're gonna shout out some of the people watching us. And shout out my man Nathan Snell watching it, talking about it would have been nice if we called LeVar Arrington. Will says no. Will, no LeVar? Oh, no, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm so out on LeVar. I threw my paper water at Nate for saying that. Man, LeVar is so angry about his time here in DC, and LeVar does not know that the only coach that really got through to him was Marvin Lewis. And I mean, LeVar would not listen to someone's scheme. He just wanted to freelance and do what he wants. So no, I don't want LeVar anywhere near our players telling them what they should be doing.
Yep. And he's so far removed from the game. Like, there's no, like, come on, man. Like LeVar Arrington played 20 years ago. Like, it's been a long damn time, man.
Right.
Like, that's too long. That's far removed. That's like me being like going back and being like, "Hey, put me in, coach. I want to play." Bro, look at your belly.
Exactly.
Like, they would just be like, "Get out of here with that, man."
It's the truth. Anton, man, what you think, man?
Like, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, he's too past even like really the same knowledge as Luke is right now in what's happening on the field. So it wouldn't be the same. It'd be all old school technique, you know. And I wouldn't think that's like asking Deion Sanders to help our DBs or our safeties. Like, that's too far removed from the game.
Now, but listen, now, I would still trust Deion so much more than I would ever trust LeVar. Let's be very clear about that. Because look, LeVar Arrington, is known for his days at Penn State and the fact that he ended the career of a man that was already on his way out in Troy Aikman. These are the things that and now he's known for his show and the things he does on there. LeVar, look, shout out to him. I remember when he got drafted, I was super hyped. I thought this guy was going to be the next Lawrence Taylor. The problem is he thought that he was the next Lawrence Taylor, and he was not. So him coming back and teaching and coaching, if we're talking about my Optimist team or my high school team, maybe, okay. But the NFL? Yeah, NFL? No.
I wouldn't even give him the Optimist team, bro. Like to me, you can have the knowledge, but if you don't have the time, the patience to coach, you can't coach. Like, it's just true. Some people have it, some people don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you need patience for it, and just like, and from what everyone of us are saying, this dude probably has no patience with anybody in the Washington, D.C. area. Like, bro, why you look at me like that?
Right.
Dude. went through a computer. How am I supposed to look at you? Like he's gonna get mad no matter what, bro.
Yeah,
like from DC.
right.
Yeah, I hate that place. My bad.
Right. Just chill. Like, get out of here with that noise. So, yeah, hey, look, I'm with y'all, man. I'm with you. Hey, LeVar, your days are long gone. And shoot, do your thing, man. You know, hopefully, if you get it somewhere else, that's what's up. But I don't even think this is the place for you to get. Like, if you even Penn State, I'd understand the conversation. Coming back to Washington to do this is, that's left field. But appreciate you, Nathan, for watching and letting us know about that. All right. And last but most certainly not least, and Will, I'm going to come to you. Jerry Jones is going to sell sponsorships and seats for Dan Snyder and Washington Football Weekly. Like it, love it, or hate it, Will.
I actually love this. And the reason why I love this is I think this shows that Snyder is taking a back seat and is not making all these decisions himself and picking and choosing what he likes. I mean, if he's going to bring in Jerry Jones and his marketing company to help determine who are the right sponsors for the stadium and even for the team to begin sponsorship with, even more, I think that's great. I mean, I would appreciate more names more advice being given to Snyder on this, and it just because I don't trust his judgment. And if we're able to get other people giving him some advice, just like they've been doing on what to do about their brand, what to do about their social media, what to do about just building the entire franchise, I think this can only be a positive thing, especially with. So the thing about Jerry Jones that we got to give him credit for, while I may think he's not a good owner, just like Snyder, the dude is a brand wizard, and he makes money on top of money on top of money, and he has that part figured out. And so if without us feel like we're getting gouged, like we did when we had to pay for parking for training camp, those types of moves, you take some of that stuff away. I would love to see what Jerry Jones has to say on. Here's a way to boost your franchise.
Interesting. And so I'm going to go real quick. So as far as the business side of things, we've seen Jerry's world. We've seen everything that Jerry Jones has done over the years. And you're absolutely right, Will. He's a brand wizard. He can get your things off the ground. And we all have known Dan Snyder tries to be a Jerry Jones mini-me. He wants to follow what Jerry's doing, and he wants to do that. Business side, yes. The fact that the owner of my most hated rival is attempting to help me with this is kind of like, I mean, yes, I get it. Let's do it. Business is great. I hate that we're in the situation where we would need help because of all the craziness from Dan Snyder. However, but again, this and shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all the research that we've been doing. More this year than any other year, I've started to realize and understand the business aspect and how much business plays a huge part of this. And a lot of it is we need better PR. We need better after the year we had last year. We talked off camera about Geis and AP being out. We know the 4 quarterbacks that started at least one game. We know about all the nonsense in the front office and all that stuff. We need positivity this year. We have a positive team. We're working to go in the right direction. We need something positive. And if Jerry Jones can do that from a business standpoint, more power to you. More power to you. But it's still kind of that Cowboys thing kind of gets to me. Ab, what you think, man?
Sorry, drinking.
You good. You good.
So you say like just to say one thing real quick, Sean. You mentioned like rival team and most like biggest enemy team kind of thing. But to me, this proves that those people don't care about the rivalry up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this just means it's all about the money. Like they probably best friends, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm like that's the bullshit for real. Like they
Probably
best
true. Yeah.
friends, man. All like us being like, I'll die before I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like before I become a Dallas Cowboys, like before I become a fan with the Dallas Cowboys or a front, like, nah, man. They like each other, and this is Jerry throwing him a bone, man. Like, hey, man, I see you struggling over there. Let me help you out. Like, it's all about what gets them paid, and I don't. To me, I like it because of, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Let's just keep it 100, man. Like, let's get this money together, kind of thing. Like, that's all really matters. It really just that's what really matters is, end of the day, the money. And I think if one team is struggling, then that affects the whole league or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think this is just Jerry basically being, hey, look, you messing with my pockets, bro. Like, here, let me help you real fast. Like, so let's not look too much into like Washington versus Dallas and just look at it as from their standpoint and being like, we need to make more money and let's help Dan Snyder out because obviously he doesn't know what he's doing. Right. And that's all it, like, to me, that's what this means to me.
Yeah. And hey, that's a perfect point. That's a perfect point because, you know, we can look at last year's record and everything to see the other part of the East, but let's be honest with the NFC East. The New York Giants have won a couple Super Bowls in the last 10 to 15 years. You had the Eagles that won in 2017. Jerry Jones, we talked about how he's a wizard with the brands and all this stuff. All three of them have had some kind of success. We've been the doormat. We've been the ones who struggle. We had the one off year, the 1 year that 2012 with RG3 and all that. And we've had some playoff runs, but we've always had that issue in the front office. So we are kind of the black eye of the NFC East with a lot of the stuff that we do. You know what I mean? Not talking now this year coming up, but with everything that's going on. So like Anton, I mean, that was a great point. Anton, like, we need the help.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, it does help the benefit that we know that Dan Snyder can be humble, just a bit. Mm-hmm. Like, this is showing that yes, he's putting his backdrop on his knowledge in the back seat, and if it takes him to see the where Dallas Stadium has gone, where Oakland Stadium has gone, and now that the Corona is starting to relinquish, like some of the mayors, some of the townspeople are starting to relinquish some of the masks at the stadium. Mm. It's going to we're starting to think in the future, how is it going to bring people in? So if Jerry Jones knows more than anybody else, he's got the team people to that know the media, know the fans, know everything about stadiums. Why not throw Dan Snyder a bone? We've needed it. FedEx Field has kind of been a slump of like maxing out the stadium, and it's been that way for quite a while. So if it takes that moment where Kraft and all of them like, hey, Jerry, I think you need to go help your man out. They're both going to come to the conference wearing their own team pins, but they're going to shake hands at the end of that conference and be like, all right, you know what? You're going to be a better person just like us by the time this is over.
Right. Absolutely.
Which is also why I was so surprised when the scandal with the cheerleaders and the sexual assaults or sexual misconducts happened in the organization. I really thought the NFL was going to kick Snyder out because exactly what y'all talking about, we have been not producing as much money as we should. And like you said, that hurts all other 31 owners. And they gotta get pissed off that you took a marquee franchise and have tanked them to where you can't even get 30% of your own fans into the stadium. Yeah. That's a business problem.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Good point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got to address Nathan, who's sitting here talking about he disagrees and that he thinks that Dallas is the black eye. Listen, Nathan, and the reason why I said Washington is the black eye is because, like I said, the Giants have won Super Bowls recently, and Philly won in 2017. And Dallas, we know Dallas's issues, but long story short, Dallas still has the eighth wonder of the world with Jerry's world and everything that's been going on. Jerry has been in the forefront of most media. We know about the Kaepernick situation, how he was one of those in the front of that whole talk, and for better or for worse. So yeah, Dallas is still kind of with Jerry, maybe not by team play, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about team play. I'm talking about front office. I'm talking about marketing. I'm talking about getting name out there. We lost our team name, so we definitely are the black eye of it. But it is what it is. So
I'm gonna say this: the difference between us and Dallas has respect. We don't. Like everybody, we can talk shit about Dallas all day, every day, but at the end of the day, Dallas literally still is respected, even throughout everyone that talks shit about them. So,
yeah, you're right.
Not us. Right.
We've been definitely trying, and I don't know, we really are the black eye. Nobody's really tried to give us the statue of we could be a good team. If you look the last 15 years, out of the 2 years that we've actually won the conference, Giants and Eagles and all of them have gotten a lot more than we have. So, of course, we've got to earn it now.
We are a nobody.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
We love this team. We love our history. But to the rest of the league, we are a nobody, and we have been for years. And we have blips of success, and then the Redskins do what Redskins do, and we go back down to being a train wreck under Snyder. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, that is the way it is. That is the way it is. But so we have to move on.